What's really good? I know it's super dark out here, trying to get the best I can possibly get, but as I'm moving the light, listen to my voice. So recently, Markeith Loyd, the individual that we know to have been involved with the slaying of a pregnant woman he was involved with, as well with the pain of an African American female that was recently murdered as she attempted to engage the suspect. Now, in the description below, I'm gonna leave the link so you're able to follow up and actually examine the gentleman. My time's limited today. I had a lot I had to get done. I have a lot I have to get done. So, but quickly, I wanted to come to everybody and let them know to check this story out. He goes on a rant, okay? And I'm not going to get into the details of his rant. You could check that below. But this is a message basically to people who do crime but expect it to be treated with their rights. When you are involved in a murder, okay, and you took someone's life, it's kind of stupidity to expect people to respect your life because you had no respect for the lives of those you took. So you're telling me that your life needs respected, even though you disrespected the life of a pregnant woman and an African American female that happened to be an officer. Officers are officers of the law, but particularly I'm talking about females. So this male chose a position to murder females and then slide out, which, whether an officer or not, is the lowest form of crime you can do. I mean, you could have tried to murder anyone, your enemies, anyone, but you rather take it out on females, let alone a pregnant female. So that being the case, and me having a loose idea of the way that jail culture works in terms of rules and regulations, I could tell you he's definitely going to be at the bottom barrel. Not even that. I mean, you can't expect to get respected because your bodies were off of women. One being a pregnant female, which is the most. If you want to argue that it's an officer of the law still, okay. But you chose to murder a female, a pregnant one at that. There's no respect given to your situation. Matter of fact, you were beat up, suck it up. I mean, what else? You have your life, but you took lives of others who weren't pointing a gun. The pregnant woman wasn't pointing a gun, but you still chose to take her life. So it's sad to say, but Markeith is just going to have to see the true reality of what he's done. And the most messed up part is that he may not pay the way he should, but I can almost guarantee as we go on from time from now, when he's locked up, he's going to see what it's about. Because you can't do weak crimes like that and expect to get respected anywhere. So, I mean, if anything, the sad thing is that he's going to have to deal with the fact that he committed a murder and, it was of women that were defenseless in a sense. Maybe not the officer, but that pregnant woman definitely was defenseless. Because we know how big pregnant women get and what quick action could she make to save her life, carrying another life. So, I just look forward to seeing him get what he deserves. This is the crazy thing. And the topic that I wanted to kind of discuss briefly is about black males and their disrespect of black women. It's one thing when you're defending your life. It's another when you're harassing life and harming life. And in this scenario, in the whole just of Markeith Loyd's actions, we could see the lack of remorse on his rant and the lack of empathy and the way he reacted to people addressing him on the situation. So being that we know that much, I wanted to know from other African American men, what are your thoughts on the total disrespect of black women in this situation? I mean, he kills the pregnant one and he doesn't hesitate to shoot the officer who happened to be another African American woman. So this creates a picture to make it seem like he's a coward because he's being very violent towards women in his life. But now he has the chance to go in, get locked up, and be violent to men. Now, I can almost guarantee you that he's not going to have the same heart when he comes face to face with another killer. Because that's how it works. These men that commit crimes towards women, they usually don't have the heart to step to another man in the same manner, because he's not going to react like the pregnant woman. He's going to step up and take action, let alone the fact if he's a criminal just like you, you're going to be in a shootout. So it's just sad that we see him take advantage of the situation and just slaughter these females that really were just either doing their job or just going about their day. And I mean, you can have all the sympathy in the world you want for them, but you're not going to find that on All Rights Reserved. We don't respect men that attack women and kill women and want a badge for it. That's not respectable, and that's no type of respect I learned from any OG I spoke with or I've learned from. So in this scenario, in this case, I want people to be less emotional and more at least sit back and understand the large scale implications this has for a lot of black males going forward. What are we going to do about our respect for women, let alone African American women as black men? We have a culture that has music and that has imagery that depicts the sexualization of not only African American women, but women in general. And it's sad that in this case we're looking at that we see total disrespect of the woman. And I wanted to know what your thoughts on this is. Do you think that it was well deserved? Don't you think that it's a little funny that this is how this man went about showing his rage or showing his disapproval in life? I mean, you could have went out and had beef with anyone, but you chose to slaughter your pregnant girlfriend. I didn't see the word wife. And allegedly return fire with an officer in the parking lot, then run. I mean, that shows that you're not ready to be with society and function in society. If your way of coming up is not coming up on a check, you don't get any financial gain from hurting these people. All you did was just hurt these people and run. So that just kind of shows your character, and that kind of shows the type of man you are. So hopefully, when the court's making their decision, they have the same mercy you have for these people's lives, and they give you the deserving for that reason. And, I usually am not stuck to one side or the other, but as another black male and seeing what he did to these black women, it infuriates me because I know what I went through in life. I know what other black men that are successful or that are working their way up went through. And there's no logic behind what he did. There's none. So as time goes on, I want everyone to focus on the situation and kind of realize in their lives, well, is there something I could do better to be more respectful to the women in my life? Or is there something I could do better to show the woman that I love, that I care? Because these little skirmishes and fights that turn into murder just end up with everybody losing their freedom, let alone the pregnant woman who's now lost her life. But now Markeith Loyd has no freedom, and he's forever going to have time to think about the actions he had. And on top of that, he now has to worry about the drama he encounters just by being a resident in a prison facility. So it's a lot behind this. It's many different aspects you could look at this, but I gotta say I have no respect for a man that chooses to not only put his hands on a woman, but even less respect, if that's possible, for a man that wants to kill a woman, let alone a pregnant woman with your kid, or maybe it was someone else's kid. That's what started it. I don't know if that's even alleged. It's just an idea, but I don't know what reason he found behind murder, but it's a forever thing, and it's something that your life now has the mark of. You'll now forever have to be the person that deals with the consequences that come with it. So I want everybody to take a look and see, is it worth it? This individual definitely wasn't thinking. Mr. Loyd definitely has a lot of sitting down and thinking to do about his interaction with other human life, especially if your life isn't in danger or there's no danger present and you're making the danger. So you were the danger that people had to worry about. It wasn't that danger came. You are it. So you're a danger to what matters most in your life. And when someone like that is thinking in that matter, you not only endanger yourselves and the lives around you, but you endanger a whole culture that's trying to move forward. So we're moving forward into 2017. We could do without the drama and the mess that's associated with the murders this man committed. So in the comment section below, let me know what you think, whether you agree, disagree. Let me know, do you think there's an alternative mindset he had when doing this? Let me know if you agree with his actions, which I hope no one does. But at the end of the day, this is another black man that has lost his freedom and has taken the lives of two sisters. And it's sad that it came to this and he couldn't get help or the counseling to get past an incident like this. So I want everybody, let me know what you think. Let me know, are you in agreement, not in agreement with the whole ideology, or whether you want to talk about in detail the women that he murdered or whatnot. Just let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys checking in with me, keeping updated and whatnot. As always, share and subscribe. All rights reserved.